Hello, hello. Be sure to say hi when you pop on. Hi, Judy. How's everyone doing tonight? Thank you, honey. Look at my purple. I got so much purple on my desk right now. I'm feeling very purpley. Hi, Rinska. So I'm feeling a little rogue tonight. So I know, hi Maureen, I know we said last night that we might color this girl, but I think we're going to go rogue tonight. We're just going to go off the charts and do something else. I want to make a card with this one. So this is the one that we colored last night. She's super cute. So I thought we'd put together a card and then we'd color something else tonight. I'm just feeling like jumping out there and doing something different. So, hello Cheryl. Okay. So I want to use, like, oh man, did I put it up? I did. Okay, hold on. I got to grab this stamp set that I want to use because I couldn't make up my mind what I wanted to do tonight. So I kept moving the stamp sets all around. In my cabinet, out of my cabinet, in my cabinet, out of my cabinet. So, okay, I'm back. And I have it. So I want to use this stamp set in the background behind her. So, and since we did so many of the mummies last night, I'm feeling a little mummied out at the moment. So I want to try something different tonight. So I got a stamping block because I'm definitely going to need that. All the purple things tonight. Oh, did you guys see that? I wasn't sure if you saw that or not. That's what I want to color tonight, so maybe. I don't know. If you guys have some suggestions of anything in particular you would like to see, feel free to throw them out there. I may or may not pick up on them and do them, but I'm feeling a little rogue tonight. So what I want to do is put this girl on a card, and I want to use one of these sentiments. Life is good. That's what we're going to use tonight because that's how I'm feeling. Life is good. So we're definitely going to use that sentiment, and then I want to use this in the background. And I'll show you how that's all going to play out here in just a little bit. So we're starting out with the card tonight, and then maybe we'll do some coloring, depending on how I feel. I've been working really hard today, so I'm kind of tired. But I want to go ahead and stamp first. So that stuck to my desk really good. So I want to use this in the background. And I don't want it to be really, really obvious. So I am going to do a little bit of stamping off. Oh man, you printed on good paper. So I'm going to grab a sticky note because that's the easiest way for me to do that. We're going to do a little bit of stamping off. So I want this to be black but not dark black. So, and I think I'm going to actually tape this down so I don't jack it up. So first, I'm going to rub it on my hand so it's not as sticky. And then I'm just going to put it on the little corners for now. I will have to move that when I use the ink, but for now, this will be helpful. So how's everybody doing? I see you guys popping in there. So I'm going to ink up this stamp, and then I'm going to stamp it here, and then I'm going to stamp it here. probably going to be very light and not very clear in the background, and I really want it to be that way. So I'm going to stamp it once here, and then I'm going to stamp it maybe here. I know that some of it isn't coming out perfectly, and I am A-okay with that, because I really just want it to show a little bit in the background. Maybe this one will go this way. So I am okay with it working out that way, although I really did want his little footprint to come out on that. So we'll see. There we go. That's a double stamp right there if I ever saw one. So this one I want to come in on this end. Oh, I dropped it. I might have messed it up, but we'll see. Hi, Brenda. No judgment. I'm tired tonight. Oh, I had the other stamp there, so I messed it up. I'm going to lay it right back on top of here and press it again. Yeah, looks terrible. So let's start over. Maybe I'll be able to do it better. Job the second time around. The best part about paper is you can turn it over and start again. This is what we call real life going rogue. Nothing's going to be perfect the first time around, so we're just going to play with it and see how it goes. Okay, so I may want to be a little more careful with this, make sure I have a little bit more ink on it. And I'm going to barely touch it on the paper and then stamp it on here. And I'm going to take just a little bit more time to really get a good... I don't like to stamp with the stamping block, but for this I thought it would be easier than what we normally get. I'm just going to do my placement a little more gentle and take my time, a little bit more patient. Much better. Okay, so these ones are coming out a lot better. How many of you still stamp with a stamping block? Sorry, I'm putting my head in the screen. So I really want to fix this. Does anybody stamp with the stamping block still? I don't usually, but for this particular thing, we are going to roll with what we got. You do, Cheryl? Man, a Misty is my best friend. There we go. Awesome. I did not leave a space for Life is Good, so we'll figure that out when we get there. Renska, you still use a stamping block? I'm surprised that so many people still use a stamping block. This is my favorite ink pad right here. My favorite oxide ink pad. Villainous Potion. It's purple. And it's beautiful. So I want to use a blue background, this girl on it, and I need to bring in the purple, so I thought this would be the best. Yeah, I use a block, but not very often. I am not very into the blocks. So I'm just going to color in around where this stamp is for now. And I did not think this out ahead, so I'm just kind of roguing this. I don't really know what it's going to turn out to be when I get done. but I want to soften that color. So I'm just going to keep going over it, kind of soften some of that up. I'm going to start off the paper. This one I want to move this just a little bit so I can come off the paper with this one. I want to make sure I don't leave lines. I should have moved it completely off. So we're going to keep going till we get that color going the way we want. Probably want to put a little bit more on this one. I mean, most of this background is going to be purple when I get done, but I want to do different levels of the purple. So I want the darker to be where the images are, and then I want the lighter to be in the middle area. So I'm starting off the darkest things first by starting off the paper and moving into the image. And this is just, let's see how it comes out. I really like this color a lot. So it's just kind of coloring those in. I might want to use a different color, but I'm not as confident with my colors as I would like to be with my oxide colors as I am with my copic colors. So I think if we have it really dark where they are and then come around it with just barely any pressure to get that purple on there, but just not real thick, we can actually have like a two-tone background with one ink pad. That's pretty cool. I'm going to put a little bit around the edge, just a little bit of dark around the edge. I've already cut this one to fit the size of my card, so I don't need to cut it down. So I'm okay with doing the edges and such because I don't have to worry about it. It will be the right size when I get done. So we're going to leave it really light on the center. I think that'll make it look really cool. But I wanted to show that we could definitely use these other stamps without having to color them. They're still like super neat on the background, but you don't actually have to do anything with them. You don't have to color them. You can do that with almost any stamp. Just put it in the background and run with it. I'm going to add just a tad bit more, really lightly, just to kind of smooth this out. I'm barely putting any pressure at all. Putting a little more pressure on these. I want them to be just a tad bit darker in some spots because I stuck my fingers on it. Use both. So that's just using one distress ink pad. I think that's super cool. So I do have some wet wipes in my craft room that I'm going to wipe, and some napkins. I don't really need wet wipes for oxides. So I'm going to take this background off the paper, and then I'm going to spray this and wipe up the excess. So I can clean off my desk for the next step. Oh, look at all that pretty purple going to waste. So sad. Don't need that anymore. That was just my scrap. Now I'm going to see how fast this card goes. Hi, Jessie. So it looks like some people are coming and going. They're going to miss out because we're going to do some cool coloring here in a little bit. Hey there. Okay, so before we put the outside of the card, we always have to do an inside of the card because not everyone has different colors of ink pens that'll write on dark color paper. So before I get started, I'm going to put the insert in here. I'm using Barely Art glue. We have it in the shop. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. I'm going to place this inside because you guys know I already have cut paper for the inside of my cards. It saves me time. I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to put it on there. I'm going to use my espresso. This is why I cleaned off my desk so it wouldn't pick up any color. Hopefully. It would have been really cool if I'd have stamped that little guy on the inside too, but a little late for that. I need to think about those things a little earlier. So I want to put this on the front of my card. Let's see, we're going to put her on here. So do we want to put her, maybe we want to turn it this way so we have a bigger scarab coming into the picture. And then that's probably where we'll put the sentiment. I'm not very, yep, do that at night while you're watching TV. Cut, 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 cut. Yep, And this was the little mess up we did because, you know, when it's live, it is what it is. But it's sweet sentiment paper, so we're not going to waste it. I really, really like using this stamp for a background so much. I can't even tell you. This is my second card using that as a background. I made one for the booth, and I just love using that. Just love, love, love it. Now, before I put any of the images on there, I want to stamp. Oh, look, you guys are going to catch me. I did not put away my stamp last night. So if you ever say, do you put your stamps away when you're done? Not always. Sometimes I don't. So this little girl needs to get put back in her package. And then I want to stamp this Life is Good. But I'm going to turn it this way so you got, yep, I am human. So I'm going to turn it this way because I want to put this Life is Good in here. Like right there. So I'm just kind of getting my perspective on where I want Life is Good to be. I think I'm good with it right there. I want it to be on black. The good thing about the Misty is that I can stamp it over and over if I want to make it darker or if I miss a spot. Ooh, that looks so pretty. I'm going to do it again in hopes that it'll make it look even darker. But then again, black is black is black, so maybe not, but we'll see. Nice. I love it. Oh my goodness, I'm so hot, you guys. I'm having a hot flash really bad right now. Is that fan blowing in here? Mm-hmm. What's the temperature in this house? Ooh. 77. It's really hot in here tonight, guys. But the weather's supposed to drop and it's supposed to get cold, so... Ooh, look at her. She's going to be so much fun. Alright, so we're going to put her, I'm going to put her on the card. With my Barely Art glue. And I'm going to use my little tweezers. And I might move her over just a little bit so she looks like she's pointing at the Life is Good. Hi, Michelle. So I'm going to place her on there. I don't have to worry about the glue because it dries clear. So if it oozes out, it is a-okay. Super cute. I think we need some dots to finish it up, or some kind of bling. Let's see what I got on my desk. Nope, no bling. We need bling, bling, bling. No worries though, guys. I got lots of bling. So let's see if we can find one that goes. We need a blue one, I think. We need a blue one that looks like that, bright blue. These are Sweet Sentiment. This is Sweet Sentiment bling. You can't wait for your expressions to get there. What's an expressions? Is that a system or... I really want it to be more bright blue than the dark blue. So let's see. No worries, I still have lots and lots of more dots. So we'll just keep looking until we find one we like. Yep, I'm gonna have to go in my other bin for blue. I know we have a lot more blue in the shop though, so. Okay, red and green. We could do silver. Ooh, look at that plum purple. Isn't that purple pretty? Okay, maybe it might be that purple after all, if I don't find the blue I want. Clear. Ooh. That blue might be nice. Are they heart-shaped? These? They're dots. But if you mean what he's holding, it is a little bit of a heart shape. I think I like the blue ones. Not the mirrored ones on this project. These are all dots. Some glittery, some black colors, so many different colors. I have a lot and lots of them. Hi Karen, these are all the ones that we have in the shop. So I think I'm going to go with the blue because I really wanted to use blue. I think this color blue is the best one. So I'm going to go with all the sizes. So I'm going to put a big one up here. I'll probably do 5 because that's the way I want to do it. So I'll put one over here. And then I'll put some little ones. I keep freezing tonight, really? What a bummer. It's not freezing on my end this time. Thank goodness. That's not good because we're going to do some fun stuff here in just a little bit. I think we're going to put this one over, maybe over here. I think we need more. I'm feeling really, really, really dotty tonight. Maybe I'll put a big one down here. That's 7. Still an odd number, but much better. I love it. Okay, so I used almost all of those, so I'll have to buy some more out of the shop. Just kidding. This is called this one is called the Rainbow Sparkle. And we just got a new shipment in, or should get it in tomorrow. So be looking for new ones to pop up in the shop. So if anything says it's sold out, don't worry, it's on the way. Looky, looky. Isn't that pretty? That's a quick fast, simple, easy card. We colored the image last night, and then we just made a quick background and used the little dots. They're glittery. You can see them sparkle a little. And then I'm going to stamp the back real quick. It's pretty dark, so you probably won't be able to see it too awful well anyway, but it'll be on there. So, and then I just sign it. Got that going for me. And then we have a card. Super, super fun. So now that you guys played along with all the purple with me tonight, I was feeling very purpley. But I got to thinking, I just wasn't feeling like doing another Egyptian tonight. I don't know, sometimes I feel like that. So I decided that I thought that it would be super fun to go back and do the Playful Poinsettia from the previous month's release. Was the one with the elfin around and the reindeer. We did the reindeer card. We did the moose, but we didn't do the flower. And I don't do flowers very often, but I was feeling like that would be kind of fun tonight, so I sort of wanted to play around with that. So how do you guys feel about that? You wanna color this up with me? Yay! Okay, so I got some thumbs up. I'm super excited. So we're going to have to stamp it. I have some Sweet Sentiment paper right here. We'll put this one aside. But now we have a sweet, simple card. So definitely use your images as backgrounds as well. Like you could use any of these, actually. And you don't even have to color it. So yes, definitely use them to your advantage. Because why just use them for coloring? Use them for everything. Everything, everything, everything. That's the way I like to do it. Okay. So, you know I don't venture out too awful much with flowers. I usually leave that for everyone else. But tonight, I think we're going to do it. So if it isn't the prettiest flower in the world, oh well, it'll be mine. And I'll have you guys here to visit with me while I play around with it. But I'm going to try to do it. So we'll see. And that was my stamp chamois. Sweet Sentiment stamp chamois. Hey, Cam, how you doing? And then I'm just putting it in my chamois case. Has holes in it so that it can breathe and it won't get stinky. So, love that. Let's put the Life is Good away so that we can get out the beautiful poinsettia. Who says poinsettia or poinsettia? I know everybody says it differently, so I'm not even sure which one's right, but I tend to say poinsettia, even though it might not be right. But it is IA, so it makes me think ia, like I should say poinsettia. So I want to tell you a little something. Hey, Mama. I want to tell you a little something about this stamp set. Now, I love these poinsettias, and I don't color flowers very often, but I think these are really cool. So if you want to do this, you can, but I want you to see. So the large one, which is this one, is a solid outline die. Yay! And this one, this is the one that goes over this. This one. See how that fits over there? But it has these little loops right here, which I think are super neat because what they do is they cut out those small petals so you can lift them up. And I'll show you when we put it together. But just so you know, if you decide that you want to buy this image, it would be great for you to have the dies to go with it. You don't have to, but it's way more beneficial and helpful. So I'm going to turn this around so I can fit the most on my paper. Hello, hello, hello. I do like making this part dimensional, so we are definitely going to stamp that. The good thing about this particular stamp set is we don't have to stamp them multiple times. We just have to stamp this one, and we can put the whole flower together. And it has some great sentiments on it. So if you haven't seen this set, it says, if this Christmas card gets to you late, do me a favor. Just think of me as being way early for next year. And then this one says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So it's a great set. And then the geometric design that we usually put in each set, we made this one a snowflake. So that works out super great. So I'm going to put my leaves on here too, because I definitely want to add the leaves to the flower. I'm going to start moving these over just a little bit because I want to be able to use the dies to cut it out. So I want to make sure I leave enough space all around so I can die cut it out. And now we're going to stamp it all in one shot. And this is why I like my Misty versus the stamping block, because I'm way better at this on the Misty than I am on a stamping block. Now, I should have stood up when I did it, would have made life easier. I seem to stamp better when I'm standing up. I don't really understand the theory behind that, but it is a true statement. Ta-da! Hi, Allison. So we're going to stamp it. If it's not dark enough, I'll stamp it again, but I think it's going to be great. I hope so. Almost. Let's do it one more time just to make sure we get the detail going really well in here. This is only the second time I've stamped this stamp set, so it's still got that manufacturer gunky stuff on it. It makes it not stamp quite as well as it does after you've stamped a few times. Hello, Yvonne. How are you? And Heather, welcome, welcome. So there we go. We have it all stamped out. Now I know I'm zoomed out. I will zoom in as we color, but here are our flowers. I'm not going to make you watch me clean this all up. I'll do it afterwards, hopefully, if I remember. Okay. So we're going to copic color these flowers and the leaves. Okay, so how we doing so far? Everybody feeling good? All right, here we go. We're going to zoom in. I like my red colors in more of the very deep red than a bright red. So I'm going to play around with my reds tonight. I'm going to go get the one. I already made this flower one time, but I couldn't put it together. Jamie had to put it together for me. Remember when we talked a while back and I said I made flowers to display in the booth? Well, here's the one that I made. I used the star. You can see how the little petals lift up because I had the die to cut that. And then this is the center part. It has a lot of glitter on it. Jamie puts lots and lots of glitter on hers. The two that I had not done when I showed them the last time. So you guys saw all of those. And they're in the booth. But the ones you did not see were the mum. This is the mum, motivational mum. This is the newest one. And then this is the month before, and this is the one we're going to work on tonight. They're super cool and a lot of fun. And you could just use this, but we use them to display at the show so people know how the flowers go together and what they look like. And it's just very, very helpful for them. So that's I've colored the poinsettia once, but I didn't know how to put it together. So tonight I'm going to try to put it together with you guys. So here we go. First, I need to move some of this stuff off of my markers so I can reach them. I'm going to make it some deep, deep red tones, I think, for the poinsettia because I like the deep red. So I'm going to start with our 89 and we'll swatch it out real quick just to make sure so you guys can see how it blends together. I'm gonna our 39, I think. Our 27. Our 46 and 24. I think these are the red colors I want to use. And I'm going to pull the green at the same time just so we can test it all at the same time. But I think I want G94, YG67, let's see, let's do trying to pick myself an in-between color, but I was going to try to jump right to YG03, but we'll see how that goes. I might be able to do it, I might not. I'm not sure. And then we have to choose the colors for the insides of the flowers. The stamen, I guess, is what they call it on most flowers, but I don't know what they call it on a poinsettia. It doesn't really look like a stamen to me. It looks like berries or something. Holly, poinsettia berries, I don't know what you call them, but I'm going to use, for them, I'm going to use YG21, and I'm also going to use the R89, and I'll show you what I mean by that. On the package, Jamie colored them all as like the yellowish, goldish color, but I'm going to do them a little bit different tonight. Give you a little bit different style. So we're going to use that. So I think that's it. I think we're just going to use these markers on this. So that's all we need. So let's swatch it so you guys can see what it actually looks like. Very nice, honey. Hubby's over here drawing. Okay, so this is the R89. It's going to be a very deep red. Then the R39 kind of brings it into a pinky red. And then R27 is like a real red. R46 is my favorite. And I think I'm going to put that one before 27. Because it's a little bit darker, if you can tell when I did that. This one is a little bit darker than this one, so I'm going to switch those two. And then this one is R24, which is actually going to be up against the 27. So let's look at that. This is 27. This is 24. And see how that blends way better than this? So that's why we moved those around, so they'll blend really well. So I'm good with my red colors. I just needed to switch one around. So let me get my color blend stand. R89, R39, and you can use a lot of different colors to make this a red. It'll just be lots of different colors of red. R27 and R24. That's going to be our red color combo right there. And then, honey, do you see my other purple stand? Oh, here it is. Never mind, I found it. And then for our leaves, I want them to be a little bit darker, so I'm going to do G94, YG67. Uh-oh, got to change those. 67's darker than 94. And then the YG03, yeah, see, I need one in between that. Yeah, I'm not happy with that color combo, so let's keep going. Maybe I need to add this one, YG63. I know what happened. I meant to pick up G99. Let's switch to G99. G99. YG67. Ooh, better, better, better. That's what I meant to do. YG63. That's going to be good. YG03. And then I'm going to throw in that YG21 so it'll blend with the, but not much of it. Just a little teeny bit. And then when we do the insides, we'll use the two colors, the darkest red and the lightest green. So these are our colors. G99, YG67, YG63, YG03, and YG21. And when we do the berries, we're going to use R89 and YG21. I know that sounds crazy, but bear with me. I'll show you how that works. Hi, Lori. Okay. So let's go ahead and start with our berries first so that you can see how that works. Okay, so we're going to start with the YG21. It's this one, YG21. I'm going to use this other copic holder so you can see. Okay, YG21 first. And what we're going to do is we're just going to put that on some of these little berries. Not all of them, but more on the tips of them. Can you see that? I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more so you can really see. It's not on all of them. It's just on like the tips of each one. And we're going to do the same thing on this one and that one. I mean, honestly, you're not really going to see that one or that one. You're going to actually see this one. But for grins, we're going to do them all. Lightest color first. And then we'll be cautious with the darkest color. And I'll show you, it's only going to be two colors. If we need a third one to mix together, we will. But for right now, we're just going to go with two colors for these berries. This is one of those little techniques that's kind of like a cheating technique, if you will. I call it cheating because it looks way harder than it is. So if you know the little technique, you can save a lot of time. And everybody thinks you spent a lot of time coloring it. So there we go. That's the basic part. I'm going to actually hold it up so you can see. It's just on the tips. There's a lot of white still in there. And now we're going to use this 89, R89. And this one we're going to do a little bit slower so you can see all of the details of how I do it. My suggestion when you do this is to start with this one because you probably won't see it and it'll give you practice. And then move on to this one to kind of perfect. And then when you get to this one that everybody's going to see the most of, that's the one you want to be really good at. So with this one, you're going to start at the bottom and you're going to kind of go up the sides of each one of them, just on the sides of it. So you're just kind of coloring in inside. And as I do this, you're going to start seeing, it's going to look like they're just opening up like this with the green on the inside and the red on the outside. They look really cool. I like them a lot. And this is just going to give us our practice for when we're going to do the bigger one. And it's a very simple to do. So I'm just almost even doing a little V shape at the bottom of each one of them. And then you have this. So now they look like you worked really hard on them and you got all these detail. And look, it looks like they're just opening up. And see, I missed one right here. And I missed one right here. And then look at how cool that looks. I really, really like that. So let's try it again. This one's a little bit bigger, so you'll be able to see it a little bit more. So it's almost like a little V shape because you want it to look like it's coming out of a shell. It's a really simple process, but looks really cool. And that way yours will differ from other people's because everybody else is just going to color it one color. But we're going to two-tone color it. Gives it a little style, a little definition. It helps with the dimension of it to make it look a little bit more dimensional. See how that kind of comes together? It's pretty cool. And then you just take a last look and make sure that you got everything the way that you want it. And now we'll work on the last one. Same process. I'm going to do this one a little bit slower because this is the one that everyone is going to see when I finish up the flower. So I want this one to be more clear on what we did. So I'm just using the very tip of the marker, just putting a little bit in there. I'm not actually blending anything. Ooh, and I'm concentrating, so I got quiet on you. There we go. Hi, Jen. So let me hold that up close so you can see. See how it looks like these berries are opening up? I really, really like that. So they're going to pop out a little more when we do all of the petals because the petals will be red and that green will really pop out. So let's go ahead and start working on the petals of the flower. Again, because this is a new flower, or could potentially be a new flower to you when you're coloring it, you'll probably want to start with this one that's more the underside. You can actually see them all because you sort of crisscross them. So one is not more visible than the other, if you will. But it'll give you time to practice a little on this one. I got something on my paper. Okay, needed a drink of water before we get started. All right, so we're going to start with our darkest shade, which is our R89. So back to our R89. And for that one, I'm going to just start at the base of the flower, and I'm going to go up into where the deepest veins are. And then I'm going to start going out just a little bit, but I'm not going to go all the way. I have several colors to work with, and I don't want too much. I'm going to follow the artist drawn lines, and then I'm going to put a few in there myself just because that's the way I like to roll, honestly. I like to make my own ideas. You can do it too. It's your stamp, it's your design. So, hi Wanda. So I'm going to turn and I'm going to color a couple of leaves, a couple of petals at a time, but not too many because I don't want the ink to dry before I get around to the next color. So I'll probably just do 2 at a time for now. And I know I'm not going all the way out on each one of those, but I will extend further with the next color. I don't want to make this too dark. I want to have a variation of color. So just kind of playing around with wherever I want to put that darkest shade. And I do want it very dark closest to the center. Oh, was my hand in the way again? Shame on me. Okay, I'll do better. Okay, so you see how we did those two? I just randomly put my own little marks on there. So now we're going to move on to R39, and I will try to hold the marker a little more to the side. So we're going to extend out from where the last color, where we stopped on the last color. And then we're going to start going around and extending out on these little stretches. Can you kind of see that? Hold on, let me see if I can adjust a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit harder because it's hard to use the tip of your marker when you're trying to keep your hand out of the way on the video. But I'm trying. Thank you for letting me know, Cheryl. So just extending out from where the last color was. I'm going to actually pull towards me. I think you'll be able to see it better that way. Here we go. So here we're extending out a little bit from where we put the original color. And then we're going to go along these and extend some of these out. Maybe add a few more. There's not a whole lot of, like, it doesn't have to be straight. It doesn't have to be specific. I'm just kind of randomly putting in those lines, sort of following the artist's idea, and then rolling with it on my own. Oh, I was almost off the page. Okay, I have us zoomed in so close. Maybe that's why it's a little challenging. Okay, so the next one is R46. So this is the third color in the combo. So it's going to be the true color. So I'm going to extend out much further and do the outsides of my petals with this color because it's the true color. Did you see that fuzzy pickup on my paper? This one is really red. It's my favorite red color. You can start seeing it changing color a little bit. It's my favorite one, so it's also the true color one. So I get to use a lot of this one. Plus, I like my poinsettias to be very deep red. Kind of picky about that. But you see that powerful red going on there? I love it. So if my hand was in the way when I colored the first two petals, I'm going to color them again. So you'll get to see anything that you missed on the first time. Just extending it out a little bit further. Still not really blending and still not really focusing a lot on that blended color. Just randomly putting those lines in there. Hi, Christy. Okay, so next one is going to be R27. And on this one, I'm actually going to go from the outsides towards the inside. Because I don't want it to go straight light to really dark on the outside. So this one I'm going to actually go in. The colors are close enough that they'll blend just fine. It leaves some white space for the last color, leaving a little bit of highlight for that color, and the way that we'll fold the flower petal will make that make more sense. Why I want the centers of those, because we'll kind of curl up the petal up so the top will be the part that gets the most light. And then I'm going to use R24 to fill in the remaining amount. So this is going to be just a clean, quick sweep. I want it to blend, but I want you to be able to see the highlight in there. I can see it a little better here in person than you can on the camera, but hopefully in a minute I'll be able to show it to you. So there's petal number 1. Just kind of doing a back and forth motion. Not leaving my pen on the paper very long. I don't want you to see, I don't want to saturate the paper too much. I want you to be able to see the highlights. So there we go. Let me show you up close because I think you'll be able to see it better if you see it up close. See how there's some highlight in there? So now we're going to try to do 3 petals at one time. I don't know how well that's going to go, but we'll try. So back to R89. This is going to be the same process we just did. Start at the bottom, come out just a little bit, then along the center, and then I'm just going to start accenting these little ones. Probably not all the way, just part of the way. I'm adding some of my own too because, you know, I'm weird like that. Okay, same thing on this side. There's no rhyme or reason to exactly why I'm doing a specific line in a specific spot. I'm just kind of randomly doing it, so you can do yours however you want. Down the center to keep that the deepest red. Just putting those accents in wherever I want. You love the color I picked. I love this red combo too. I use this red a lot. And the R46, oh, I think it doesn't get as much attention as it should. It's one of my favorite, it's my absolute favorite red. But I like, there's a fuzzy on the end of my tip. I really like this color for a deep, deep red, almost like a garnet red. It's really beautiful, I think. So just remember that combo because you can use it for a lot of other things too. It doesn't have to be just for these flowers. So that was R89. And then R39. And you could use 29 in its place if you don't have 39. But 39 has a little bit more of a pink side to it. And I'm just partial to that. So extending out a little bit. Like this. If you can't color with me, but you have this set, you can watch the replay. I should be uploading it to YouTube tonight if Facebook doesn't block me out. Or you can watch the replay in our Sweet Sentiment group where you're watching, where you caught this video. Okay, next one, extending out a little bit on each side first, and then inside on the veins. The good part about the flowers is you can make them look however you want because they're your flowers and no two flowers look exactly the same out in real life, so just do what you want. play around with them. Add some different lines, add some different details, wherever you want. Here we go, last petal of this flower. There we go. All right, so next color is our 46. That's my favorite one, so I'm going to give it a little more love with this one. It's called Strong Red. I'm going to go back to the first one I colored so I can color in, hopefully catch it before the paper's not wet anymore. Extending out sort of randomly, not all side by side. It's just these little brush strokes, however many you want to put in there. It looks really elaborate, but it's a very simple way to color this. Just going around the outside. Honestly, you want to be careful when you go around the outside, because if you get outside the lines, it's really hard to push that red back in. So I'm a little bit outside of the line here, but I'm just going to roll with it. We'll see what it looks like when I cut it out. But if that bothers you, then you'll want to be really careful, because red doesn't push back in very well at all. Hi, Diana and Jim. I said that backwards, huh? Jim and Diana. Yeah. So I see a few people popping in and out. I am wonderful with that. We're coloring the pretty, what it's called? Playful Poinsettia from Sweet Sentiments Stamps. It was released in October. Okay, 2 more colors and then we'll be done. Now remember, with the R27, I came from the outside in instead of the inside out. I went from the outside in and I used the tip of the marker. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going to switch it around so you guys can see as I do it. You want to stay with those lines of the veins. So you want to stay going in the same direction. Keep all of the lines going in the same direction, or you lose some of that quality.
Is the new release on Saturday?
Yes, it is. We will be at the retreat, but we will definitely be having the release.
So next Saturday.
Not this weekend. On the 19th. I think it's the 19th is the Saturday. The 19th is the one that is the day of the release. The 19th. I believe that's Saturday, isn't it? Anybody know that answer? I believe it's the 19th. Okay, so time to do, not this Saturday. I'm sorry, Michelle. I got that wrong. It's not this Saturday. It's next Saturday. Okay, here we go. Last color, we're going to go back and forth. Not going to put a whole lot of ink on the paper because we want to leave those highlights. So just barely touching the paper, kind of swishing back and forth, staying in the same direction for our brush strokes, following the artist drawn lines. There we go. Another week to wait. I know, right? And it's really been torture for me. I'm so super excited for you guys to see what the next release is. I just can't. It's driving me crazy.
And I have my first answer.
Yep. There we go. 2 down, 4 down, 1 to go. Yeah, 1 more week. 1 more week. But stay tuned. I'm trying to get some cards done so I can do some sneak peeks. But I keep getting sidetracked by tasks for the retreat. There we go. So that is 1 part of the flower all completely done. Now those are the largest petals, so they take the longest. We have these, there's a few more, but there's some very small ones. So we're just going to follow that same routine and we're going to color all of these. Beautimous. I love it. Okay, here we go. Same exact process. We're going to start at the bottom, go up just a little around the berries, go out in the center, where that center part is, and then we're just going to choose to go up a little bit where the artist drawn lines are, not all the way out to the end, but just a little bit, following that same theory that we did on the bigger petals.
So you know it's 10:38.
What?
10:38, just so you know what time it is.
Yes, thank you. Okay. So I'm going to turn this around. It's a little easier for me to pull the brush strokes towards me and you be able to see what I'm doing than it is for me to do it the other way. So, okay, so I'm just going to keep going until I think that I've taken too much time on a certain number of petals, and then I will go back to going through the numbers. So we'll see how many I can get done before I think the paper's going to dry too fast. So I'm just doing the artist drawn lines, adding a few extra on my own. It's kind of like I'm just repeating the same thing I already said. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about? Because I'm just repeating myself over and over again. It's a A-okay though, right? For me to repeat myself. Is that how you learn repetitive hearing? Just keep saying it over and over again. I'll get it. These are very small petals, so I don't want to do too awful much on them with the darkest color. Now this petal is underneath those, so I did a little bit more of the darker shade underneath each side because it's under the other petals. All right, let's see. We did 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We should do one more. We'll try to do one more. I think we can do it. I think we got this. I'm not going to do the whole flower. I'll come back for the rest of them in a minute. But I think we need to go before the ink dries. There we go. All right, so moving on. We did quite a few that time, so I can't talk too much or stall too much. I gotta get this color in there. Rolling back to the first ones I did. Standing out a little bit with the red. Same thing here. Extending out just a little bit further. Same thing on this side. These are a little bit smaller petals, so a little bit easier to do more at a time than we did on the other ones. The little one on that flower, did you say they get cut off? They do not get cut off, but they get cut around so that they'll lift up. I'll show you when I cut them out. You'll be able to see. It doesn't get cut off. It just gets lifted up so that it gives it more dimension. I went all the way around on this one basically because it's under a petal, but I went a little bit too far. It's okay though. We shall fix it. No problem. There we go. Next one. It doesn't get cut off. Nope. And I'm not going to go around the sides too far on these because these are up on the top. They're going to be raised up. So I want to keep them just slightly lighter than these ones underneath. You really honestly can put your little spots wherever you want when you're drawing it. Now you remember that. Oh, no problem. No problem at all. That's what I'm here for. Answer questions. But sometimes people are like, oh, I can fussy cut. Well, you can, but you have to know that for those petals, if you don't fussy cut them the way the die cuts them, it won't be as impactful of a design as what's intended. Oh my gosh, the hot flashes are going berserk tonight. You remember Tyler showing it when he did his flower? Did he do a live on this one and I missed it? I think he did. And I missed it. I'm pretty sure we probably picked different colors though. We all have different tastes. R46, that's the true color. So I'm going to come in and finish up going around the petal. And some more lines, a little bit more color in this red. Okay, moving on to the next one. Kind of extending out a little bit on this one. I made that a little bit thicker because it's on the underside, under the other petals. This one, I want to kind of keep this one just a little bit lighter because it's going to be on top, and we'll have to do that same thing with these two because they're going to lift up and be taller, higher, closer to the sunlight. I must have missed it. It's like I want to know how to do all the flowers, but every time it's time to do a flower video, like I'm not around or something's going on and I miss them and I have to go back and watch a replay, that's probably why I didn't know how to put this one together, because I didn't see Tyler's video and I had to have Jamie do it for me. But now we're going to practice because I saw Jamie put it together. So you'll be able to watch me attempt live. How do I do it? We'll see. We'll see. I'm venturing out. It shows 4 people on my screen. Yeah. I only see 4 as well. My guess would be Rinska, Mom, Linda's watching, Cheryl Taylor, and Michelle Milligan. Probably the only ones on here. I don't know why. It might be late, or they're tired, or maybe they don't want to color these flowers. I don't know. A lot of people come back and watch the replay, though. I usually see that one, the next couple of days. I see the replay, and people have been watching the replays on YouTube. So that's kind of cool too. I am so fine with just coloring with you. Yeah, Renska's still on. It looks like you and I are chatting. Yes. Mm-hmm. There's 5 people now. Somebody else jumped back on. I don't know if those numbers are right, but I don't really pay attention to them. It doesn't matter as long as there's someone speaking every now and then and not making me feel like I'm talking to myself. I am so okay with being live. So okay. Pretty sure I know my mom's usually here, Renska's usually here, Cheryl's usually here. Hi, Jenny. Trying to get on and watch. Yay! See, someone else is here. See? Yay! Awesome. I am all about new people wanting to watch. And then you never know what people are doing at night. Sometimes I get busy and something comes up, and just because I spend every night in my craft room doesn't mean everyone else does. You watch here and on YouTube. Awesome. See, that's even better. I can tell you guys have been watching on, some people have been watching on YouTube because we've gotten quite a few additional views that we didn't have there for a little while, so we're super thankful to that. Really, really thankful. All right, half a flower almost ready. So we're just going to do the back and forth and just a little bit on these. And you see how much it's making this center part pop now that we're getting some serious color in here? Super cute. I love it. This petal's a little bit darker, but all is good. It's on the underside, so it's completely wonderful that it's darker. No problem at all. It's 11:45 there. Yeah, it's getting late here too. But we're almost done with the petals. And the cutting, we're just going to cut it out and put it together. We're not going to create like a card or anything. We're just going to assemble it really quick so you can see how to do it. So we're almost done. We're not too far from being done. Okay, here we go. Last time, R89. This one's a little one. So I don't want to put too much color in this one. And then here's another big one. Do any of you have, it's only $8.50 there? Oh, lucky girl, lucky girl. Do any of you ever have poinsettias at your house at Christmas time? I don't ever buy them. I don't know why. They're so pretty. I think they're so pretty. But I don't ever buy real ones. I like cinnamon or pine smells in my house, so I don't usually. I bought a couple new candles. I'm up to 1 or 2 every night, so I don't mind. Yes, your internet is terrible. Oh, using the same color. Am I using the same color? These are the colors I'm using. So I'm on R89, that's the first one. And then I'm doing, oops, R39, R46, R27, and then R24. So we're using these 5 colors for the flowers. I used to be up that late too. Down my stairway and all over the. Oh, that sounds awesome. Hey, Michelle, you heard Jack again, didn't ya? Oops, I need to get back to where I was. Okay, next one. I'm gonna do up underneath this one just because it's behind the other one. I haven't never put them in my house, but they sure are pretty. We usually have them at our church though. I did buy candles last night at Bath and Body Works. They had candle sale, smaller candles for $6.50. They had some good scents, so I bought a few of them. Maybe do some holiday smells this year. There we go. Don't work, I'm retired. Oh, 40 some years. That's enough, right? Right? I'm ready to. You love hearing the puppy feet. I need to get his nails clipped, but I just haven't had time to get him over there yet, and he hates to go, so I feel bad torturing him. Okay, so R39 is the next color. I'm just extending out with that a little bit and then doing some of these little brush strokes as well. Again, this is a very small petal, so I'm not putting a whole lot on that one. Yeah, he makes a lot of noise, especially if he gets up late at night while we're sleeping. I hear his little pitter-patter feet on the floor. But it makes me know where he is, so I kind of like it. Even though I really need to get them clipped. For the most part, he's a pretty quiet puppy. I'm still doing my time 3 years ago before I can retire. Oh, Jenny asked a question. Let me see if I can go back and find it. Oh yes, she said, are you using the same color? And I'm not. I'm using these 5. R89 and then R39, R46, 27, and 24. And Jenny, if you're having trouble with this and you want to watch it, you can also, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So you can go to our YouTube channel and I will include all of the colors I used tonight in my video in the details of when I post it on YouTube. So you can always go reference the color combo that I used in the video. Hi, Tammy. Yeah, my little one sleeps. He sleeps on the bed too, but every now and then he'll get up for some water or something in the middle of the night, and I can hear him walking around. You guys can probably hear him right now with those little feet on the hardwood floors. Hi, Jack. Hey, Jack. Yep, he's come to see us. What's going on the video? R46 is next. 4.5 pounds. Oh yeah. Well, my little fat boy Jack is like almost 20 pounds. He's a big boy for such a little tiny puppy. So this is R46. This is the one that I use more of because it's supposed to be like the true color. So I'm doing the outside of the petals. And then I'm also doing some brush strokes out from the center to get that brighter R46 color in here. Not all the way and not all side by side, just kind of some random brush strokes in there. This one all the way around. And then some brush strokes out from the center. We just have 2 more shades to go. This one, I kind of did it the inside first, and then I'll do around the outside. There we go. Aww. You have 3 puppies. I just have 1. I used to have 2. I used to have a chocolate dachshund. She was sweet. Her name was Missy. She was awesome, but we lost her a couple of years ago. She had a brain tumor. So she started to lose her recognition of all of us. And then she became bitey and snappy, and it was really sad. So now we just have Jack. We used to have a hedgehog too, but our hedgehog passed away as well. It wasn't my hedgehog, it was really my son's hedgehog, but when he went off to basic training, we had the dog. I mean the dog. We had the hedgehog for a while. Oh, and just 2. Yeah, that hedgehog was noisy at night. Oh man, that hedgehog would run all night long. Sleep all day, run all night on a wheel, and it would be like this, tick 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 tick, like all night long. Not kidding. So we had to put him upstairs, and we were downstairs. Hedgehogs, they're super cute. I mean, they're super cute. They're really active, and if you spend a lot of time with them, like Dale was able to get them to like eat out of his hand, and they can be really sweet. But they definitely have personalities, so you need to know the personality of your little guy. Oh, but they're a little stinky. Yes, Jack running around all night long. Yeah, he's up right now because Dale went to the living room and I'm in the craft room, but I'm talking and he knows that Dale's not in here, so he keeps coming out here to see what's going on. So he's running between the living room and the craft room, back and forth and back and forth. Silly little guy. Okay, so we have our flowers done. Aw, that's sweet. I love it when a puppy is that lovable. Okay, so now we have 2 leaves left, and then we're going to be done. So leaves are sort of the same theory as the petals. We're going to start them with G99, which is going to be a rather dark color. I'm going to do them both at the same time because I don't think they'll take that much time to do. So I'm going to start along the base and put some dark color down there. Then I'm going to come up and work a little bit into these. Not all the way out to the edge, but just kind of work some of this deep color in there because I like to keep the veins of the leaf. I think there should have been more on this side, so I just built them in myself, like a more than one person or something. Aww. I'm just going to go round right here where the black didn't go as solid and just color that in green. Now we're going to do the same thing with this leaf. Round the bottom, through the center, and then just a few up here. I need one in there. I don't think I need one in there. Oops, I missed that one. So you see how sometimes I put a bit of a lower part right here, and I think that helps accent that it, when it folds, you know, a shadowy area. I just like it, so I do it. You don't have to, but for me, I don't know, I like it. It's like a me style. A chihuahua! See, now that little baby is small. So mine's a chiweenie, so half chihuahua and half dachshund. So he's got a lot of chihuahua characteristics. A lot. So with this one, I'm extending out a little further. This is the YG67. I'm going to go up the petal a little bit more on both sides, and then extend out from where I put those original little brush strokes. Wow, less than 2 pounds, holy cow. So when we got Jack, he would fit in your pocket, like your shirt pocket. He would fit, just could sit in your pocket. He was so tiny. Yeah, I kind of do the leaves the same way as these flowers because they have that vein right down the center of them. So yeah, they're really similar for me. I'm going to put a lot less light, and I'm not even sure I'll go into the YG21. I want these leaves to be just a little bit darker. We got a couple of different tones going in here. This really dark, and then this YG67 brings in that yellow-green color, so it kind of changes it up just a little bit. I like it that way, though. Hi, Marlene. So the third color is the YG63. It's like the true color, if you will. So I am going to do the rest of the outside of the petals, and I'm going to do a little bit going in from that as well. Kind of smooth out that. And then I'm also going to go from the inside. So I'm going from both sides on this one, where I only did one way on the petals. So a little bit different. You could do both of them the same way, or both of them one way or the other. It doesn't matter. It's just a style that I choose. He's very small when I got him. He's about a pound, and then he got 6 months. Yeah. Okay, a few coming from this side. I just want them to look like brush strokes and not like a big flat line around the edge. So I'm putting the line in there, and then I'm going to go back in and kind of do some little brush strokes off of that, because I don't want it to look like one big line around the leaf. And notice how they're not all side by side, because we have some more colors to go. I'm going to do a little from the inside to kind of smooth out some of that dark. Yes, this set is pretty easy to do. That's why I wanted to do it tonight. I was like, I need to show them how easy this set is to do. And it's pretty fun and very meditative. So just color it in, and you can make so many of them. And then we'll die cut it, and it'll be so easy to die cut. This YG is a real yellow-green. So it's going to change the tone yet again to a lighter color. And maybe I will use that YG21 after all. Maybe. So I'm not going all the way, but since this color tone changed, I am going to go around the outside just a little bit to blend those two tones together. And we'll use that last color to really blend in. Need to come out a little more on this. I don't want to leave that much white space. Michelle, you have this set, don't you? And you can do these kind of fast too if you want. Sort of up to your, whatever your style is. You can do it fast or slow because it doesn't have to be really defined a certain way. Just kind of your choice. This is one of the easier ones, I think, and it looks more complicated than it is. It's just so much easier to do. Okay, so with the YG21, I'm going to do it on the side of the marker and just kind of do a back and forth to sort of blend it together and kind of lighten it up a little bit. That'll finish up that leaf. Just kind of going to blend it, and it's going to give it a little bit of texture because it's pushing that color around, and I'll show you up close. It just kind of moves all of that color around. Kind of puts a little bit of that really bright color in there too, which I really like. So just kind of back and forth. Same thing on this one. And we should be able to cut them all at one time and then put them together. So it should be pretty quick. I'll show you. Let me get my Gemini plate real quick. I do have a Gemini. It's beat down because of all the sweet keepers I had to cut. So it's abused really badly. But it works. Now, I cut some of my stuff up, but not all of it, so I might have to clip. Okay, so first, because my Gemini wants me to put the magnets down like this with the blade up, so I'm going to have to put it on here, and then I'm going to have to put it on here as soon as I find which way it goes. There it is. And then I'm going to tape it and then flip it over. I love mine too. I'm really happy. I really like my machine. It has made it through the test of time with all those sweet keepers I have cut. Okay. So there's one. We'll actually have to move this one over just a little bit. I think I'll grab my tweezers for that. Because I have to put the leaf one on there as well. So I don't know if you guys know, but you have to cut the dies apart. So I just have these wire cutters. Oh man. Slippery little sucker. Oh, it fell on the floor. I lost my leaf. Okay, you guys. I might have to fussy cut the leaf because I can't find it. Or I'm going to have to turn on the big light. No laugh at me. Oh, you have a couple flower sets, but not that one? Why not that one? That one's amazing. I love this one. Did I drop it in the trash can? Holy cow. I heard it fall. I didn't see where it fell, though. Alright, I may have to fussy cut that one because I flicked it with my... Oh, I found it. It's under my desk. All the way under my desk. Seriously. Are you kidding me? Okay. Found it. Yay. All right, and it was this one too. Okay, so, all right, got that one there. I gotta cut this one. I have not lost my marbles. Not yet. But I'm on a roll. I should have had these cut already, but you know, sometimes I only cut the one I need because I'm live, and then I forget to go back and cut them when I'm supposed to. Okay. There's this one. We're just going to cut these all in one shot. I am loving this. So I'm using this washi tape, and I'm just wiping it on my arm once first so it won't stick too much. And then we got to do the big flower. I think I got some tape on there. You will have to get this set. You will love it. It'll be super awesome. Okay. There we go. Again on the hand. All right. One more little bitty thing, and that's the centerpiece. I definitely want to cut that out too with the dies. So that's this one. It just lays right over top of that centerpiece. Again, with the tape, I use a lot of tape, but I don't want them to move. And when I use my Gemini, I have to actually flip it over. So now that I have them all tied, all taped down, I just flip it over on my plate. I mean, look at these. Plates are so bad. But hey, they still work. Bad and all. So now I'm going to run it through my machine. It's only going to take a really quick second. You'll hear it, but won't last long. Okay. All right, here we go. So cut them all out. Okay, so I just flip this back over, put this out of my way, and then we're going to take these off of here. I kind of pull them carefully because I did wipe them on my hand, but every now and then they can stick, so I have to be real careful when I pull them out. So there's one. And here's the next one. It's not the best washi tape to use for this, but I like that it doesn't stick. So there's one, and this is what I was talking about. This is the one that cuts the middles out. So, see? So it gives it dimension to that. So that's super cool. Now we have this one. They all sound the same. That one. That one. And that's it. Okay, so I can actually use my my Barely Art glue for this, but I want to do a little bit of shaping on them, and you don't have to use just find yourself a mouse pad or something soft that you can use. I have this Heartfelt Creations set that I use. So it's just like a little soft pad. And then you can use anything. You can use a pen or one of these little flower shaping tools. You can use whatever you want. They don't have to be a true flower shaping tool, but if you like the flower shaping tools, you can definitely use them. Mine is the Heartfelt Creations, has a little ball on the end, and you can get all the different sizes, so it's super cool. Works out really good. I bought it a long time ago. I never used it for Heartfelt Creations, but hey, I can use it now. All right, so here we go. I'm going to spray the back of this real quick. One quick spritz, just one. One quick spritz. Same with this one. And the leaves, I mean seriously, a little spritz of water. Not very much, just a teeny bit. And then I'm going to start shaping a little bit. You can shape with the tool or you can crunch it or whatever you want. I'm just going to use this one. I'm going to start working down the center of it so that I have that little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to go around the edges. And you can do this on either side. It just depends on which way you want your leaf to go, but I want mine to curve like this. So as you can see, got some curve to it, and I'm doing that little bit of curve because we're not going to put it on paper. We're just going to put the flower together. So I'm going to go down the center first because I want to give it that little bit of shape. And then I'm going to go down the side, and we're just breaking up the fibers. This is sweet sentiment paper, so it works really, really good. When it dries back in the same hard shape feeling that we like. Okay. So let's see, for this one, let's see, how do we want to do this? I'm going to go ahead and do this one a little bit like this as well. I don't really know how you're supposed to shape this, but I kind of want them to curve just a little bit towards me. I mean, away from the flower. And then I'll curl the other ones towards the flower, so I'll give it a little bit more dimension. I'm going to kind of go around this area in the center. And then from this side, once I shaped the flowers, I'm just going to kind of put a little bit around the center part so they kind of curve back. You can shape them with your hands too if you want, however you want to shape it. And I want to put a little bit of curve to them. So you could also do them like this if you wanted with a pencil. I'll show you. Like I could use this pencil and just curve them like this. So it's just, you know, however you want to shape them. Whatever you want your poinsettias to look like. I've already told you I've never had any. So I've only seen them in a store, so I don't really know how they're supposed to be shaped. But as long as there's some shape to them, I'm super happy. There we go. Got a little bit of shape to that little guy. And then this one, while I want this to kind of be shaped on the inside so it moves up, I want to be careful not to touch too much on these because I don't want to break them off. I am going to turn it over, and I'm going to do around the edges of each petal, but not a lot, just a little bit. Just these petals, not the littlest one. honestly, I'm not real good at this flower shape and stuff. But as long as I can get a little bit of dimension to my flower, I'm super happy. Because I'm not a real good flower shaper anyway. And who knows, I could be shaping these all wrong. Y'all be watching me shape these wrong. So want a little bit, I want to lift these up. I'm going to put these down. Just going in between them. Now I want to lift these up. And I kind of want to curl them a little bit. So I'm just going to use my pen and curl them back over my pen so they have a little bit of pop-up dimension. I want to be careful I don't break them because they are super tiny. And I just want to curl them a little bit. So I'm just using my pen to help me kind of curl them so they don't keep wanting to lie back down on the other ones. There we go. A little bit of curl to them. I think once we put it together with the other one, it's going to be amazing. So for this one, I really want the center of this one to stick up. So I'm actually going to use my pen and I'm just going to turn it around in circles like this. Kind of breaking down. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm basically just rolling this around in my hand. And I'm using the top of this pen because I want it to stay large. So look at that. Ha! Look at that little sucker run. There we go. So then, when I put it together, I put a sweet pop underneath that so that I can make sure it stays popped up because I really want it popped up. So I actually use, no kidding, I use a sweet pop. So I'm going to cut just a little square, like about this big. And I'm going to put that square underneath this. Just like this. And then I'm going to take that off. If I can get it off. There it goes. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to place it inside here. But I want to place it in the same way that the flower shape is, because they do line up. So I'm going to press that kind of in the center a little bit, curving these around. So now it's going to pop up. See, it's going to stick up higher than the rest of the flower, which I really like. And then I'm going to keep curling these because now I got to stick them in here. And this is where I'm going to use my Barely Art glue. Just going to put glue all over the bottom of this. And then I'm going to place it right here. I feel like this is the perfect spot. Ooh, I'm just throwing stuff around. So I'm going to press that down, but not too hard because I did pop up that center. I'm just going to hold it together for a minute. So I want that Barely Art glue to really stick. I want to lift these up. Just kind of giving it some dimension. Look at that. You see how that flower's all puffed up now? Isn't that pretty? So pretty. So now what I'm going to do is I usually like crease the edge of it, of the leaf, and put the glue along that. Now hot glue would work even better, but I don't have my hot glue gun on. And then I'm going to place this down here. Press that on there so I can get it to stick. Takes a second, but once it does, it's really stuck. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Now I have a curl going on here, but I need this bottom part to be able to stick to the bottom of the flower petal. And I think I want to put it maybe right here. So once I get it where I want it, I just have to hold it in place for a second or two. See, it was way easier, and honestly, I'm not really good at flowers, so I don't really have a lot of experience. So if I can make it look good, you guys can make it look good. It is not that difficult. Look at that. Now we have a flower, and look, you could stick that on a card or anywhere. Look at that. Got a lot of different dimension. It's really pretty, and look at how that center really pops where we put that green and red. I really like it. So this was our card for tonight, and this is our flower. They are not together on the same thing, but once you tape this one down, you'll be able to see how much dimension you get. See? So when you put it on a card, it'll be great, but it won't be too much dimension that you can't ship it somewhere. That's really pretty. So we made this card and this beautiful flower. Wasn't that fun? That was super fun. I really like this poinsettia flower. And you guys know how to put glitter on it, right? You just take your Barely Art glue and then you can put glitter on it. It's really super easy. Jamie's done several videos on it, so if you want to know how to do that, just go on over to YouTube and check it out. You like that flower? It's pretty. I just felt like going rogue with something different tonight. So there we go. We have a beautiful flower. That was fun. I really liked it. I was nervous, I'm not going to lie. And then I think tomorrow's Thursday, right? Yep. One more night. Tomorrow is Thursday. Thursday night will be live. I want to try to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to lie. I don't know. But I want to do something fun. So I think I'm done with the Egyptian images for now. We'll pop on and do something different tomorrow night. How's that sound? Sounds good? Oh, thanks, Mama. Great job, great job. I love it. It was super fun. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. And I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to upload it to YouTube as long as Facebook will let me. And then you guys can watch the replay. And if you have any questions, reach out to me. And I will talk to you guys soon. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Good night.